maize uniforms, Indiana in their familiar dark reds. Daniel Roush running the point for them this year. Didn't take them long to go into Hillmon. Double team doesn't matter.
No, it's too slow. It's too slow. By the time she's already into her move, she's already scored the basketball.
Indiana lineup with the 3 attempt that is well off the mark. Deandra Brown, who is from Montreal, is filling in the starting lineup for Holmes, and now we see she can pass too.
Well, we've seen it already. She goes quick before the double team. The double team happens, and there's not a rotation on the backside, so she finds her open teammate.
And that was Emily Kaiser, who is a terrific story. Starting now as a senior, had not started before then. Hillmon. This time passing out a single coverage. Leah Brown, boy, what a find. After she decided to transfer to Nebraska, called Coach Kim Barnes-Arico and said she wanted to come here.
And really only had her eyes on Michigan, had watched this team play, thought this program would be a really good fit for her, and it has been.
And there's Berger that talked about in the open, but good defense to bottle her up by Maddie Nolan. Allie Patberg, who is a 7th-year player. Yes, 7 years. Had a knee injury.
Well, we've seen early Michigan's going inside. They're going to get Naz Hillmon touches. But Leah Brown says, I'm going to stroke it from 3.
Turnover. And Terry Morin had to take that timeout.
Yeah, no question about it. Michigan definitely the aggressor offensively as Grace Berger gets 2. You know, you think about what Indiana misses without Mackenzie Holmes on the floor. Not just the 18 and 9 that she brings every day from a production standpoint, but they don't have that rim protector. They don't have that post defender. Right now, Michigan exploiting it.
The defense that Holmes has worked on, who is, by the way, in the building tonight. Maddie Nolan getting it inside. Hillmon just so nifty. I mean,
yeah, the thing that impresses me so much about her, she knows what she's going to do with the ball when she gets it. She's already into her move before the double comes. You have to go early. You have to cheat the play.
Missed by Goulbe, who has been hot the last couple of games. And now Hillmon again. This time nudged out a little bit by Goulbe, who has drawn the defensive assignment on her first miss from Michigan. Goulbe blocks Hillmon on the second shot. The first empty trip for the Wolverines. Indiana 6-0 for the first time ever in the Big Ten. Brown inside. Missed badly. Rebound taken down.
Cardano Hillary had a missed opportunity right there on the steal. Just look at the way that Naz Hillmon works, though. She understands if you're playing a team that's going to double team, you want to get the ball from the middle of the floor. She understands the timing of when to post.
Nolan missed from 3, and then Emily Kaiser got the rebound.
But they're the best defensive team in the Big Ten, and defense travels, so they really have to lock it up on that end.
You've got to look at Kim Barnes-Arico, who has been in Ann Arbor now for 10 years, coming over from St. John's and John Mellencamp's hometown.
Yes, yes.
Apparently
a small town.
Small town with pink houses. Allie Patberg with the ball in her hands. Nice move for Patberg from Columbus, Indiana. 25 years of age now is Allie Patberg. Goulbe called for the foul. She and Brown are going to try to contain Hillmon. Hillmon on the roll. How did she score that from
How did
Brown?
she catch that?
Yeah.
I mean, she's going up between 2 people. Sometimes when you're watching Naz Hillmon, it looks like the defense isn't even there. The focus, her ability to just stay locked in on the ball and the rim. And she puts it, these are not easy shots that she makes.
The intangibles that she brings, she plays hard every second that she's out on the court. Keandra Brown at the free throw line. Missed the first one after being fouled by Roush. Missed them both. Trying to just get some offense out of Brown, who is in there for Holmes. Roush with the miss. Nolan hunts it down. Hillmon. Brown trying to stop her. Good help side defense from Berger. Berger with the difficult move, finished with her offhand.
She's just always under control, always really poised. You never see the expression on her face change.
All Big Ten performer last year. Good defense by Goube to pick that pass off intended for Hillmon. And then the foul on the other end.
In fact, the last time I was in this building, I got a picture with the Stormtrooper. I'm going to have to try to get it again.
Goube misses after the inbound. Now Amy Dilk is in, #1 in Mays. Good to see her back on the floor. Got hurt in the first 45 seconds of the season when she hurt her knee and has been working her way back onto the floor. Brings him a lot of experience and toughness at the point guard position. Good defense by IU. 6 turnovers in the last 7 trips down the floor now for the Wolverines after they got off to a 9-0 start.
Well, and what's happened the last few possessions for Michigan inside is they've been putting the ball on the floor.
There are
That's thrown way back, though.
Yeah, no, I remember a few players more annoying than Debbie Black, and that's a huge compliment.
Yes. In the most complimentary way.
Ophelia, the freshman from Cincinnati, gets the first bucket. Berger can't get it with the reverse, and now Danielle Roush brings it up. Fans like that fancy pass, and then the Naz Hillmon finish.
I just don't think that you can teach the awareness that she has about where she is in regards to the rim. I think she has a natural gift, a feel. Certainly knows she has a nose for the ball, but understanding where she is when she catches the ball every time.
As a freshman, has been starting ever since, and you're right, it's just uncanny. The positioning, she doesn't even have to look at the basket to know where she is. And the quick release, quick moves. That's a nice play by the freshman, Ophelia, with a little ball fake.
Layla Ophelia has given Michigan good minutes throughout the season off the bench. It's always important to have that punch as Grace Berger knocks down another one.
Yeah, that was a big 2 to stop this run. Berger now with 6 of their 9 points. Hillmon guarded by Brown. They do bring the double and a charge. I've had a chance to talk to Keandra Brown after shoot-around today, and she says she just has to be Keandra Brown. Nobody expects her to be Mackenzie Holmes, and that's one of the things she wants to do is defend well and rebound.
And that's exactly what Terry Moore needs from her. Just be solid defensively, rebound the basketball.
Berger still got the shot off. Rebound taken down by Kaiser. So sometimes it will have to go to a 4-guard lineup.
They could do a lot of different things in this 4-guard lineup, but one of the things that they miss without having Mackenzie Holmes on the floor is just putting pressure on the defense with a post entry. This is not an Indiana team that breaks you down one-on-one, you know, off the bounce and gets all the way to the rim all the time. They're a very good.
They're confident maybe she can start jogging next week. And you know it must be killing Mackenzie.
Yes.
Just to sit and watch. Very competitive kid from Maine. And there she's being pesky again.
That's right.
Cardonial Hillary almost forced the turnover.
And just really setting the tone for this Indiana defense, night in and night out.
Indiana being really physical. Ophelia going right by Berger. Rebound taken down by Goube. Patberg, tough one, and a blocking foul called. Allie Patberg, who is and Coach Morin said, "Why are you crying? You're coming back next year." And she had not really thought about it. Berger with the steal, but there's a injured Wolverine. So the left ankle being looked at. Cardonio Hillary forces another turnover. As we have 30 seconds to go, 9 turnovers for Michigan in this quarter. Berger going to settle things down. Gulbe, a little mismatch against Roush, and she took advantage.
Yeah, we saw Indiana working on that in shoot around today. You know Michigan's going to come after you aggressive in that on-ball screen.
It is a 7-0 Indiana run. Hillmon comes out to set the screen. Brown to Roush. As the quarter comes to a close, Indiana down by as many as a dozen.
Michigan and Grace Berger and Ali Patberg elevating Indiana. 2 really strong coaching staffs as well. And I'd venture to say 2 of the more high IQ basketball teams in the country.
Yeah, watching their shoot-arounds and the stuff they go through, pretty impressive and detailed, and a lot of wrinkles. Gulbe took it away. That's now 11 turnovers.
And the amounts of stuff that they were able to go through and shoot around. I mean, we're not talking about just the simple stuff. We're talking about a lot. And Patberg gets another 2.
A 9-0 run has cut it to 3.
Look, this is an experienced Indiana team. It's an experienced team, experienced program. They're not going to get too high. They're not going to get too low. This is only their 3rd game without Mackenzie Holmes, so learning how to play without her. This backcourt is really stepping up.
Berger comes up with the Brown miss. Again, it's been over 2 weeks since IU played a basketball game, and maybe that contributed to their somewhat slow start. Gulbe finishes, and now it's only a 1-point game. Running the point this year. And the drought is broken. Stuck with the points.
One of the things that makes defending Michigan so tough is they can just get production from so many players. I mean, not just their starting 5, but so many players. And Cardonio Hillary, who leads Indiana in made 3-point field goals, gets one right there.
Hits 41% of them on the season. Hillmon blocked by Gulbe. Boy, was she ever a scorer at George Mason, their all-time leading scorer, and that was only in 3 seasons.
3 seasons.
Player of the year in the Atlantic 10 in 2019. Her 2nd year playing now with Indiana.
And just brings a toughness to this team. I mean, you can see it, the scrappy nature, the physicality.
That's a tough fadeaway over Roush. Indiana has not led in this game, trailed by as many as 12.
Well, Kim Barnes-Arico talked to us about one of her concerns about Indiana, besides their experience, is their physicality. They get after you. And Leah Brown, I mean, her frame, you know, at 6'1", 6'2"-ish, to be able to handle the ball the way that she does and elevate over defenders, she makes it look really easy.
And some good news for Michigan. Emily Kaiser's going to come back into the game after turning her ankle back in the 1st quarter. After stepping on a teammate's foot, Cardonio Hillary all over the place.
Smallest player on the floor. Gets in there, gets that offensive rebound.
Listed at 5'6". Hillmon coming out. Gulbe's 3 off the mark. Berger gives him a 2nd look. Patberg wanted the ball, deflected, good defensive play by Filia. And Brown gets into a mess of trouble, able to get out of it. Filia took steps.
Because of this pressure that's starting with Cardonio Hillary up top.
Cardonio Hillary looks good, but a little bit too strong. Rebound taken down by Filia.
I like that action for Indiana, but I think you have to find Gulbe. When you get Naz Hillmon coming out, almost double teaming Grace Berger, you got to get it back and find Gulbe. She's running loose.
Roush. Danielle Roush is like Kaiser, another player that basically sat her first 3 years, and talk about fiery.
Yeah. And that kid is so vocal. I mean, the entire shoot-around, just talking to her teammates, encouraging her teammates. Vocal leadership, so important to this team.
Hatberg had her shot blocked. You know, North Carolina having a down year, but still, it's Duke Carolina.
It's always Duke Carolina. Records don't matter in that rivalry. That is a sport of certainly of strength and endurance. I can't even imagine.
And Stanford is a smart guy school, too. Impressive family. Michigan up by 4 now. Quickly around, Kaiser. Cardona Hillary comes up. Boy, she's like a ball magnet tonight. Cardona Hillary fell down after accepting a screen. Now Dilk, nice pass. Kaiser finishes. Good look from Dilk. It is a 6-0 Wolverine run after Indiana tied it for the first time tonight.
And Pam, look, we're talking about the number 5 and number 6 team in the country. We expect this to be a game of runs. Whichever team minimizes and maximizes, every possession.
Berger trying to do it by herself that time, and now another foul. Live with me, and she's like, no, I don't want to do that.
No, thanks. I'm going to California.
So she's going to go to Stanford, and both of them, again, in the national programs. Canada's basketball program is on the up and up. Got a new national coach, a lot of talent there, and she loves Indiana. Does Keandra, and again, filling in for Holmes in the starting lineup. Contact on Hillmon. Sitting behind us, and you can always tell when she's in the building. She's a little demonstrative. She's into the game, obviously knows the game.
Yes,
she's a great player.
Yeah, and really, you know, Naz talks about her mom motivating her, getting on her, challenging her, you know, day in and day out.
Boy, what a basketball player Naz is, and a great teammate. You hear nothing but good things about her. Hatberg can't get it to go. They've gone 5 minutes without a score.
Yep, right away.
Another game coming up next weekend against Connecticut, and the super sophomores all around the country. There's one at Iowa, right?
Yeah, there's one at Iowa.
I think Rebecca might want to talk about Caitlin Clark.
Maybe talk a little Caitlin Clark.
Yep.
Well, giving yourself an opportunity offensively is going to be really important for Indiana. You know, when you're playing with a short bench, when you're playing players out of position, margin of error is a little bit more slim.
Shot clock into single digits. Here's Patberg. Hillary ran into Dilk, who went down, but then the bucket was scored by Patberg.
You see one of the adjustments that Indiana's making, playing some of this 2-3 zone. Indiana's not typically a zone team. What they have to do to protect themselves defensively because of foul trouble, but also to keep Michigan off balance and give them different looks.
Naz Hillmon, the only player on either team in double figures, has 11 points. Her next double-double will tie Trish Andrew for the most ever in the history of this program.
I mean, for the motor, if you could give like an A+++++, that would be, you know, multiple levels of effort, impact outside the box score. We saw the breakdown that Rebecca did about that, you know, in the studio as well, and efficiency. She is so efficient, one of the most efficient players in the country. There is always, you know, thoughtful and impactful in everything that she does.
Nolan with a couple of free throws after being fouled by Moore McNeil. Inside 2 minutes to go now in this first half. Golbe had to work for every millimeter of space out there. Great defense by Kaiser. Indiana's missed 8 of its last 9 shots. Meanwhile, Michigan has gone over 3 minutes without a field goal. Berger directing traffic. Cardonio Hillary, boy, did they need that. It had been a long time coming. She has 5 steals and now 7 points. And Brown and Berger wasn't moving
No,
at
she
all.
wasn't.
Took it. 3 fouls on Leah, who sits down. And now Berger on the other end. Slicing and drawing the foul. Sharon, Tennessee.
You do, you gotta have a little dog in you.
And she has 5 steals. Michigan's gone over 4 minutes now without a field goal. Still leading by 3. Again, Indiana unbeaten, the last unbeaten in conference play in the Big Ten. Filia got it. Oh, Cardonio Hillary almost took it away again and did indeed force another turnover. Shot clock is off. Kim Bonzarico mentioned what a pain she is in shoot around, and she has proven that. Here's Berger, guarded by Filia, little step back, fouled. Berger trims the lead. Indiana. Half the season, and it was Cardonio Hillary doing most of the damage with 6 steals, only 1 off her career high. For Indiana, their defense keeping them in the game, only shooting 38%, but down by 2. Indiana unbeaten in Big Ten play. Michigan right behind them with just 1 loss in the league. There's a kick ball, and it stays with Michigan. They get an extra 10 seconds put back onto the shot clock. And of those turnovers, 17 Michigan turnovers equaled 17 IU points. So you would imagine ball security was talked about in the Michigan locker room.
Well, one of the things we talked about for Indiana is defense travels. And this is a team that was struggling to put the ball in the hole, but kept themselves in the ball game because they locked it down.
Still no Mackenzie Holmes. Hillmon, that's terrific work. Cardonio Hillary and Boulbe forcing the held ball. What a game for Cardonio Hillary against terrific scorer at George Mason. Really being a key defender. Indiana has a lot of different players who can bring the ball up, not just one point guard they rely on to initiate their offense. Here's Berger. Patberg. Nope. Weak side rebound by Filia, who gets the start in the second half. Did not start the game for the Wolverines.
Well, Leah Brown on bench with those 3 fouls, and Kim Bonzarico probably doesn't want to take a chance to her pick up an early one.
Yep, that is who Filia is in for. Leah Brown, such an impactful player, and that was the 10th rebound now for Kaiser.
Filia has just been such a terrific spark. I mean, off the bench, she attacks the rim, she gets downhill. I like her length and athleticism, checking Grace Berger right now on the defensive end of the floor, and you can see the impact she can make rebounding the basketball.
True freshman from Cincinnati. Coming back from pardon me, with COVID, starting to get back into the swing of things with the vengeance. Patberg called for the charge.
Hoosiers number 14, Ali Redmond, his second personal foul. Team first in the 3rd quarter. Checking in for your Wolverines, everyone.
Well, Ali Patberg coming off of this screen and roll. You can see she just extends that outside arm, and Kaiser does a good job of staying in the play, getting in position.
Second foul on Patberg. Cardonio Hillary trying for the steal, but that landed on top of Dilk and is called for the foul.
I just love the aggressiveness that Cardonio Hillary plays with. I mean, she just gets after you, gets in you, feisty, tough, gritty.
And with all of the grittiness and steals, that's just her first personal foul tonight. And the Michigan fans here would disagree. They'll say it's the first one called on her.
You're right.
But you're right, just being very aggressive, fueling this defense. Ball stays on this end of the floor. Naz Hillmon, along with Mackenzie Holmes, unfortunately still injured for IU, on the wooden late season National Player of the Year list just announced this evening. That's a list of 20 elite players. Nolan, in and out. Rebound kept alive. Dilk was able to get it and put it in. Wanted the foul call, but she'll certainly take her first points of the night.
Well, Maddie Nolan did not get a lot of touches in the first half, and there's 2 long three-point field goal attempts early in this ball game.
And Nolan, in fact, only took 1 shot in the first half. Someone who averages 9.5 points per game. Michigan's best three-point shooter. Now back-to-back turnovers. Gives the ball back to Michigan. That is DeAndre Brown out there playing the 3 personals for the Hoosiers. It is she who is starting for Holmes.
One of the things Allie Patberg was telling us, you know, we struggle to put the ball in the hole when the offense gets stagnant. We're typically, what we do is give the ball to Mackenzie Holmes, right? We don't have her on the floor now, so we have to figure out what is our identity without her going to be when times are tough.
Yeah, she's a great safety valve. Shot clock winding down. Dilk took steps. 19 turnovers now for Michigan. They average just under 16 per game.
Well, Terry Morin talked to us about she needs the other 4 players on the floor to step up in the absence of Mackenzie Holmes. And you can see the numbers have increased all but Allie Patberg. Cardano Hillary has only played 1 game, but the shot attempts, Pam, have gone up. I mean, we're talking about 16 to 18 extra shots between the 4 of them in the last 2 games.
Cardano Hillary has just tied her career high with her 7th steal and then scored around Dilk.
And Michigan, we have seen throughout the season, they have had trouble when there's been tremendous amount of on-ball pressure. And unlike Indiana, Michigan doesn't have 4 or 5 different players that can bring the ball down the floor. So handling this pressure and being able to initiate offense against this kind of pressure is going to be a growing experience for Michigan.
Delia continuing to contribute. And yeah, there's a lot of students at the game tonight making noise, as students are wont to do.
And you mentioned it right in the open, Pam. The first time we've had a top 10 matchup in Ann Arbor in women's basketball. I mean, this is incredible. And it seems like with these 2 teams, every season we keep talking about the first and the best record to start the season. And these programs just elevating.
Berger elevating to get the bucket. Indiana, a team that got all the way to the Sweet 16 last year. Lost to Baylor in overtime. Berger into double figures now with 11 for IU. Shot clock into single digits. Maddie Nolan gonna have to shoot it. Missed everything. Another good defensive stand. And usually if you're shooting around 50%, you're in pretty good shape. That is a risky pass. Got through to Brown, who's not much of an offensive threat.
And look, Michigan's no slouch defensively either. I mean, they're second in the Big Ten in terms of scoring defense. I mean, they're a team that gets after you. They're aggressive on ball screens.
They're 2 of the best defensive teams. IU #1 in giving up the fewest points per game, 58 per game. No team has scored over 70 against them all year. Kaiser with the miss. Off to a bit of a sluggish start this year, so these fans here, they're tough.
Hey, fans are fickle, and they have short-term memories. You think about what that team lost, and Franz Wagner going to the NBA, players going to the G League, and it's playing overseas. Short-term memories are good sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah, you got to remember, and remember, as you said, who's coming back and how far they went. But Ron Howard, one of the all-time greats who played here at Michigan, and now the head men's basketball coach. Good defense by Brown. But the three neutralizes it. That's Danielle Rauch.
Well, Danielle Rauch shoots the ball 35% from the three-point line, only shooting at 28% in conference play. So Michigan is huge if she can knock shots down, and Indiana's going to continue to challenge her to take and make those shots.
Rauch in the starting lineup this season.
The thing that you don't see from Indiana that you saw early in the year is the ball movement. It's not moving, it's getting stuck in players' hands, it's not going side to side. And that's part of the adjustment as Naz Hillmon gets another two. It's part of the adjustment for them, only their third game without Mackenzie Holmes, learning how to play with this four-guard lineup.
Yeah, I was going to ask you how much of that can be attributed to not having Holmes in that lineup.
I think a lot of it. You know, you get into a rhythm where the ball goes inside, then it comes back out, and you get some actions off of that. And now with four guards really trying to figure out how to keep it moving and keep it in a flow and a rhythm.
Berger with the miss. Again, Mackenzie Holmes hit 62% from the floor, averaging 18 points and 8 rebounds. Hopefully get her back.
It's so much, Pam, about putting pressure on defense is getting the ball in the paint. And whether you get it in the paint through a post entry, which is what Indiana is used to doing, or whether you get it in the paint off a dribble and then get it moving after that.
And not necessarily even getting a shot off, right? Just getting it in, getting it back out, moving the ball, as you said.
Get it in, force defenses to collapse, force them to rotate, get it from side to side.
Shot clock inside 10 seconds, and a nice finish for Moore McNeil. Here's Mackenzie Holmes. Right into the 2.5-minute scoreless drought for the Hoosiers.
Mackenzie Holmes averaging 19 points a game in conference play. Almost 9 rebounds a game in conference play. I mean, that's a lot to overcome. Terry Moore talked to us about that. She wants her team, each individual player.
Dedicated fan. Way up in the rafters. Good crowd again at Chrysler Arena.
She keeping stats?
See that at baseball games, but I don't know if I've ever seen a fan do that at a basketball. Brown delivers at the free throw line. Getting the lead back up to 8. Michigan led by 2 at the break. Nobody there to rebound it except Brown.
And right now, if you're Michigan, you got to get the ball inside. Indiana in foul trouble, lack of depth. Go to work right away, Naz Hillmon.
And that is the 3rd foul on Drew Bay. Rebound by Nolan off the free throw miss.
Just keep feeding it inside. Every time the ball's got to go in.
The ball goes in, and then the ball goes in.
And Pam, just really good recognition and understanding by Naz Hillmon's teammates. I mean, if you're on the floor with her, she's got to get a touch every time down the floor right now.
And you're right, with players in deep, deep foul trouble, either way, it's a win. She's either going to score it or get fouled, most likely.
And she's such a willing and able passer. Once they start to come with 2 or 3 players, she's going to get it back out. Got to give it to her. See Pat Berg working on the block. There's another mismatch.
10-2 Michigan run. Hillmon working on a string of 3 straight double-double, shot clocks off.
And right here, end of quarter action. Look for Allie Patberg to get a 3-point shot on this stagger screen.
She popped out for it, a little late getting her the ball, so she went in and couldn't get the 2 to fall. Yeah, they had exactly what you saw, but the pass was a skosh too late, and that cost him.
First AP top 6 matchup in Big Ten since 2004, Pam. That's too long.
That's a way, way, way long time ago. I'm imagining Purdue was one of those teams. That's Steph White, I'm Pam Ward. And it's the first time a Big Ten top 10 matchup period has ever happened in this building with women's teams. Amy Dilk with the bucket. Michigan only had a 2-point lead at the half, but the latest run is 8-0. Patberg has had a frustrating night for Indiana.
Well, Indiana really has struggled offensively as a whole, not shooting the ball particularly well. Again, 2 weeks they've been off because of COVID protocols within their program and other programs. Only 2 games that they played prior to that without Mackenzie Holmes, so really trying to find themselves offensively.
Warren McNeil cut off at the pass by Roush. O'Donnell Hillary misses from the outside, and Dilk battling with their own teammate to get the rebound. And that's another thing. Michigan is obliterating Indiana on the board.
Pam, you know, her body control, her pivoting, making moves. You see her mom, Nishima, getting after it, loving it right there. But making moves without putting the ball on the floor, that allows her to be so efficient.
And that bucket brings a 10-0 Michigan run. O'Donnell Hillary getting the layup, and now another steal. So a new career-high in steals tonight for her. Patberg draws contact. And that will be 4 on Leah Brown, who did not start the second half because she had 3.
Well, if Indiana can get scores in transition, I mean, they're doing a really good job of turning Michigan over, but haven't quite been able to convert as much as they would like in transition. That was a good, strong finish by Patberg.
So Brown goes out with the 4 personal fouls. Patberg at the line, where she is 1 of 2 tonight. Wants to be a coach, because she just knows not high school, right?
Not high school, no.
So she needs to be around people who want to be out there and give their all.
You could just tell talking to Allie Patberg, I mean, how much she loves the game of basketball, how much she loves Indiana. She said if they'd let me come back another year, I would.
Only the second 7th-year senior ever, Isis Young, who graduated probably with how many degrees, left Siena 2 years ago. Isis Young from Siena, the only 2 along with Patberg. Shot clock winding down, Dilk with the miss. Here's Allie Patberg. Started her career at Notre Dame, dealt with some injuries, Cardona Hillary, and another rebound for Michigan, this time Maddie Nolan. Out rebounding them 41-13. Now an offensive foul on Dilk.
Team second, Chicken Wolverines 23, Danielle Brown.
23 turnovers now for Michigan. Out rebounding Indiana by 28. Timeout taken by Michigan. Rebounding plus 28.
Plus 28, that's incredible. I mean, you know, Michigan allowing themselves to continue to have a lead in this ball game because of that rebounding. And with 40 points in the paint, I mean, they are just dominant inside. No Mackenzie Holmes. We mentioned the lack of depth in the interior for Indiana. Right now, just no answer inside.
Able to get it into Golbey after a deflection. Indiana has 0 second chance points as well in this game. Michigan has turned the ball over 23 times. It's now a 7-0 IU run, though, to get us to within single digits momentarily. And then Roush. I mean, there's a lot of fiery players on this team, and Roush might be the fieriest. Golbey misses from the outside. There's a rare offensive rebound. More McNeil. Golbey. Second chance. Patberg, her shot's just been off tonight.
Yeah, and right now, again, you can see a little bit of rust, probably a little bit of fatigue, you know, for Indiana. 2 weeks off, have a short bench. really only about a week when they've been able to practice together, you know, building up endurance again, getting back that rhythm and timing and chemistry on the offensive end of the floor. And you're just seeing trying to wear that off right now.
And they are playing without maybe their best player in Mackenzie Holmes. Daniel Hillary continues to wreak havoc, draws a foul on the way in.
You know, if you look at Indiana's schedule, games against Michigan State and Iowa postponed because of COVID protocols in the Indiana program, and I think they were really hoping to get the Illinois game, which would be the next one prior to Michigan, but that was impacted due to Illinois in the COVID protocols. But you know, you can just see that this isn't quite the flow that this team was in prior to the shutdown.
Daniel Hillary scoring off the inbounds, and now some pressure from Indiana. Roush dribbling right through the lane and directs traffic. Hillman a little bit too much, trying to get it into Kaiser.
I think right now this is a really good opportunity for Michigan. They got to get a stop, and then they got to find a little bit of rhythm again. You know, you can't afford, if you want to be elite all the time, you can't afford these little up and down moments, you know, in the basketball game.
Nolan coming up with the rebound. Michigan is tied a season high in turnovers. Nolan over Goldberg.
How about that? Maddie Nolan getting to the rim. We're used to seeing her struggle from three.
Averages over 2 threes per game, but is 0 for 4 from distance tonight. And 44 points in the paint for Michigan. Cardonio Hillary called for the foul from behind, just her second.
The second personal foul. Team's first in the fourth quarter. Number 1 Lynn Peterson.
Naz Hillmon's mom, as usual, got a good seat into the game. You think Naz might have gotten her motor from her mom?
Oh, I think so. I mean, and Nashima played with such a high motor. I mean, same nose for the ball, getting after it. And you know, Naz talks a lot about, you know, her mom and the communication that they have about games and when they're having these conversations. And Nashima can get on her about it because that's how she used to play. Like, she gets it. What it takes. She understands what it takes. She played in the ABL.
It was a pro league that lasted for about, what, 2.5 seasons back in the late 90s.
She doesn't try to be fancy. She makes the simple play every time down the floor, and it's effective.
And it seems like every time she gets the ball anywhere close to the basket, she's able to make, and you mentioned just the quick moves.
Yeah.
There's no wasted motion. There's certainly no wasted time. Meanwhile, Grace Berger, as Cardonio Hillary gets the three. Say Berger only has 2 points in this half. Cardonio Hillary now passing her for the most points in this game with 16. Indiana has not lost a conference game in regular season since January 28th of last year, 2021, when they lost to Ohio State. Did have an early exit in the Big Ten tournament last year, which was won by Maryland.
Why you say it like that, Pam?
Just wanted you to know who won last year. Indiana has not led in this game. That was a desperation shot by Roush with the shot clock winding down. Another rebound, pardon me, for Kaiser.
And Michigan's done a really good job of keeping Grace Berger uncomfortable. You know, they haven't allowed her to get in any space. They've really closed the gap on her step backs, on her pull-ups.
And then Berger fouled Filia on the putback attempt.
Fun to continue to watch what Terry Morin and what Kim Barnes-Arico have done with these programs.
We're looking at the number 5 and number 6 teams in the entire country. The AP poll updated today. Ball goes out of bounds, back to Michigan. 10 turnovers for Indiana. Mackenzie Holmes, can't wait for her to get back onto the floor. Again, she had a knee procedure back on January the 20th. And they're hoping she can start to jog next week. No jogging for Hillmon. Oh, this place would have exploded if that went in.
Yeah, no question.
Hoosiers foul is number 34, Grace Berger. Her second.
Berger's second foul.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Wolverines. Double zero, Naz Hillmon.
And Naz Hillmon. Her 11th 20-point game this season, 48th of her brilliant career. And we talked about the Raptors. There are 5 men's basketball numbers that are honored. No women's basketball players' numbers are in the Raptors right after the game. Don't wait till the crew's over.
I'm calling for senior night. That number is going up in the rafters.
0-0. Gonna go up. Berger, only her second bucket of the second half. And there you see the intensity coming with the track as we have 3 minutes to go.
Okay, and you think about the impact that players have on programs and get them to the next level. And Naz Hillmon's impact and imprint is all over this Michigan basketball program.
Kaiser's just tied her career high with her 15th rebound. Had that on New Year's Eve as well against Ohio State. This season, that's sweet with Berger. Man, couldn't get it to go.
Hoosiers foul is number 22, Chloe Morgan in. Her third personal.
And Grace Berger looks fatigued to me. I mean, she's typically a player, as you see those jerseys that you were talking about up in the rafters. She's typically a player that doesn't have her hands on her knees. She is, you don't see fatigue, and see a little bit of it right now.
Berger. Daniel Hillary loses it out of bounds. Oh, Berger has sat down tonight. She's listed as having played 37 minutes. If she has, it was just for a few seconds. And when she plays, she's not going even at 90% speed.
No, and she's a really durable player, a player who's used to playing a lot of minutes. But again, we're talking about an Indiana team coming off of a 2-week break. We're not able to get up and down the floor a lot, had low numbers in practice, and don't have a lot of depth anyway.
Right. Kaiser has left the court for Michigan after getting a new career-high 16 rebounds. So what a game for Emily Kaiser. One of the 5 Indiana kids hurting her home state school tonight. Oh, the floater by Leah Brown, who comes up limping. With the shot clock expiring. Hillmon, another rebound, but just her 5th. The University of Michigan about to send Indiana to only its 3rd loss of the season and its 1st loss in the conference. And many of the fans here, great crowd, a lot of folks in the building getting on their feet, applauding this effort. Roush. Rebound by Nolan to keep it alive. Michigan going to go to Illinois next, and then how about this game? February 6th, Iowa comes into this building.
Yeah, it's a Michigan team that's won 6 in a row. This will be their 7th. They had a tough loss early at Nebraska. Tough loss early on the road against Louisville that we did that ball game. And a team that, you know, steps on the floor every day with Final Four aspirations, trying to get better one game at a time.
Nolan at the line. We talked about the banners, and Kim Barnes-Rico said when she came here 10 years ago, she wanted to put banners in the rafters. Right now, there's a WNIT championship from 2017 and their Sweet 16 banner from last year, but yeah, you're right, they want more. They want to go farther. This is a good basketball team. Yeah, Pat Berg is spent.
Yeah, she sure is. And you mentioned it's a good basketball team. It's a well-balanced basketball team. It's an experienced team. That Sweet 16 loss to Baylor last year, motivated. They came back and got Baylor this year. Went on the road for the first time at Maryland this year, doing a lot of firsts.
And this is going to be the largest margin of victory for Michigan over Indiana since 2015.
First place in the Big Ten. You see her mom, Nashima, looking on.
And the fans here yelling MVP. She was co-Big Ten Player of the Year last year with Caitlin Clark, and in the conversation. Michigan has out-rebounded Indiana by 32 in this game. Naz Hillmon with 21 points, Felia and Brown with 11, and Michigan goes wire to wire